Time for room tour. Shut up. 1 second. Yeah, that was... Well, no. Not necessarily canceled. I just never promised, nor did I guarantee. I mean, I never said no to a room tour. I just never gave a definitive... Okay. Happy effing birthday. Yep, okay. What the fuck? Hang on. Oh, I always said April 6th. Well, I don't remember saying yes in all honesty. I'm not saying that, like, to be rude. I just don't recall ever saying yes. That's not me being sarcastic. That's not me being rude. I just have no recollection of saying yes. I mean, granted, I also don't remember saying no. But still. Oh, don't worry. I was going to start. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. You keep dangling it in front of us. Do gas us solid for his birthday and do the tour, please. I will, but I have a topic in mind that I would like to get out of the way first. Not trying to sound rude. It's just Yes, there we go. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So anyway. Oh, a little bit. No. Anyway. Genuinely no. I know it sounds like I have something against the guy. I said, get dicked. Okay, anyway. Welcome to Wonder After Dark. So, before we begin with tonight's topic, I just want to go ahead and add... Can you please let me finish? Anyway, we're not even 4 minutes in, and you're already ensuring that this episode goes nowhere. Like my life. Okay, anyway. So before we begin, this is one of those episodes where you're gonna regret giving him your Discord. I'm just saying, you are gonna regret it big time. I'll pick that up later. Anyway, what I was gonna say, but this is one of those episodes that probably had the most amount of topic changes before broadcast. Like, literally. So, first off, flashing back to, like, I think 2 months ago, when I'm pretty sure it was Kick-Ass that was planned for this date. Not sure why it was planned 2 months in advance, but okay. But then, you know, as it got closer to April 7th, you're like, I don't know. I don't know about Kick-Ass, but you were like, I don't know. And then, oh, okay. So then you were like, well, I might be busy that day, and busy you were for, Kick-Ass will be another day. Yep. But I'm still going to keep up with the monologue. Anyway, then you said you were going to be busy today and might not show up. So here I was going through my roll. I finished the movie early is why. That explains it. Anyway, what I was saying. But, Power Rangers is not Sun City or Sin City. Slight correction. And second off, I was going to explain why we quickly redacted Sin City. Let me finish. Anyway, you don't let me finish, so let me finish. Anyway, but Kick-Ass is a... Oh, Kick-Ass is a... Why do you know? Stop. Anyway. Oh, my God. Anyway, but what I was trying to damn say, but in the event that you didn't show up, I was going through my Rolodex of topics. Among notable ones, I considered doing any piece of Doctor Who media, though I was probably going to do the 60th anniversary specials, just because those directly lead into the new season, and then I could just review the show as it's airing. Then I considered. Hang on. Then I considered doing Hero of the Rails, because we already did the other Thomas movies, might as well continue. Then I consider. Review more porn. No! Other than Zack and Miri make a porno, but otherwise, no. Anyway. Then I said, well, Sin City turned 20 recently, so I'll do that. Then you finished your movie early, so this it is. No worries, though. Kick ass another time. Not the porn movie, the other one. Anyway. But yeah, so this is what we're doing. Who summoned? God damn it. God fucking damn it. Anyway. Yep, I can already tell this is going to be one of those episodes where I do not get a fucking word in. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what we're. Can you call him? Okay. Anyway. Stupid bullshit. So, now on to the topic. Show my cake. Oh, Jesus. You want me to talk about the topic, but then you want... Oh, yeah. It's bitch birthday. It's birthday, birthday, day, birth, 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 birthday, birthday, birth, 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 show Copper cake. It's not Copper's birthday. That's not what I damn said. Birthday. Cake, cake, the cake is a lie. Show cake, stop. Anyway, but there's cake. Now let's please get on with it. Anyway, so this is one of those damn topics that takes me, it's not, fuck trying to do the topic, just fuck it. But anyway. I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Anyway, this is one of those topics that requires a little bit of explanation, so let's just get the fucking explanation out of the way. So, Power Rangers, long-running series, as we know. Produced by Saban in collaboration with... Have you ever reviewed the band? No, I don't even know who they are. Please let me finish. God damn, we're 9 minutes in. Go Power. You should. Okay. Anyway. I'm sure we know Power Rangers, right? Or at least one of you clearly. At least one of you clearly does. Well, two of you do at least. Anyway. Yes, that show. Long-running, iconic television series. Produced by Saban Entertainment in collaboration with Toei Company, adaptation of Super Sentai, which is also a long-running series. Then, of course, produced by Disney in collaboration with Toei because Disney bought the brand. Then Saban bought it back, and then Saban sold to Hasbro after their movie did a little oopsie. Here we are now with it on life support. Anyway, after it... Oh. Put slow mode on so we can only talk. Sorry for missing... Could you all slow down, please? I can only read one of you at a time. It's like I get midway through a sentence and then another one opens their mouth. Oh my god, but you will. No worries. You, Dave, shush. Anyway. Oh my god. Anyway. But yeah, long story short, after a failed attempt at rebooting the show at Netflix... Power Rangers was basically a corpse. They tried to reboot for Netflix after the 30th and final season. I will try to... Not what I meant, but anyway. Appreciated, but not what I meant. But anyway. what I was trying to damn say. But after Cosmic Fury, which was the 30th and final season, they tried to reboot the show for Netflix, but that never ended up going anywhere. It was shelved and then later canceled. And then Hasbro has recently started to pull a lot of their content off of Netflix, so that should tell you. Anyway, not long ago, specifically, let me look here. God, I can't fucking type to save my life. Once I'm checking I'm getting the date because where were you yet? Okay. Never mind, thought that was aimed at me. Okay. Yeah, actually wasn't that long ago. It was actually much more recent than I thought. Anyway. Alright, March 20th, so again, not long ago, a new Power Rangers series was announced to be in development at and for Disney Plus. Alright. Now here's why I'm even, and that is partially why I am even bringing this up at all tonight. Hang on here. Just putting something on in the fucking background. Anyway, that is partially. How many F-250s does Dad own? Is there more than 3? I'm trying to talk. I don't know what the hell an F. I know it's a car, but I don't know the difference between these things. I don't know how many he owns because I'm not a car person. It's not that I don't care. It's just I'm not a car person. It's not my level of expertise, not my interest. Yeah, can you please get Alan in here? Anyway, just so he can tell everyone to shush. Anyway. Sorry, I was talking to a friend. No worries. Anyway. Fuck shit cocksuckers. Anyway, but to answer your question, I don't fucking know. Anyway, back to the topic. Alan being fun. Yes. Anyway. God damn, we're 13 minutes in and I haven't even explained. Because I haven't been able to. Anyway, but yeah. New Power Rangers series was in the works for. Or is in the works for Disney Plus. Now, this is interesting because Disney has previously had Power Rangers before. They acquired the brand back in 2001 and held it until 2010 when Saban bought it back. I'm not saying he's fun police, but sometimes I feel like he doesn't realize there's nothing wrong with. I mean, yeah, but he had. Can Dad's cars be? I'm not a car person. Anyway, I appreciate the topic suggestion, but I'm not a car person. Plain and simple. I don't know these things. You're asking me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, this has already gone off the rails. Sorry if I came off a little rude, by the way. I just am not a car person. I wasn't trying to get rude. It's just, I wasn't trying to be rude. Just genuinely. I wasn't trying to be. That's just, I know cars. I'm just not a car person. I don't know, like, everything about automobiles. I don't know, like. Let's move along now. I feel like this show's days are numbered. This whole show. And so are mine. Anyway, but yes, Power Rangers. New series in development for. Are you able to I don't know, actually. Let me look. Okay, I see report, remove, add as moderator, put in timeout, hide user. I don't see unmute, so, damn it. I wasn't trying to be rude. Sorry. Classic Jess, always ruining everything. It's okay. I'm just going to keep going as if none of you are here. Anyway, just going to keep going as if nobody's watching. Anyway. But yeah, they announced that a new Power Rangers series was in the works at Disney+. This is interesting because Disney, not the streaming service, but the company, has had Power Rangers before. Anyway, what I was saying, although this is an interesting case because they didn't buy it. Last time, Disney bought Power Rangers outright. Like, straight up acquired. This time, it seems to be a Doctor Who situation. Let me explain. Doctor Who currently streams globally on Disney Plus because Disney has the global rights. But in the UK, it still airs on BBC because BBC still owns Doctor Who outright. It's just now they're both co-producing and co-airing with Disney. That seems to be the case with this new Power Rangers. It's being produced by Hasbro in association with Dr. Jew, Dr. Pooh. Shut the hell up. Anyway. Happy birthday, but shut up. Anyway. But it's being co-produced between Hasbro and 20th Television, which is a part of Disney. Anyway, we're not here to discuss the production side. Jesus Christ. Dr. Jew, Dr. Pooh, Dr. Kulo. I'm thinking about putting this show on a very indefinite hiatus. For my sanity and for all of you. Anyway. But no, you're not. Okay. Or no, you're not. Sorry. I misread what you said. I wasn't making fun of you. I just misread. Honest mistake. Anyway. Good Lord. Okay, but Power Rangers. Yeah. So it seems to be a Doctor Who situation where, you know, Disney has the streaming rights and part of the production, but Hasbro still owns the brand. That's not what we're here to discuss, though. What we're here to discuss is how I would make fun of me now. You're fucking stupid. Anyway, you said make fun of me, or you... Anyway. Good Lord. I should just give the password to this channel to Spider and just... You're so mean. What was your first clue? The fact I'm a victim? The fact that I'm a victim? Or the fact I'm a victim? What was your first clue? Anyway. But... You're not a victim. Really? I'm not a victim of people who did criminal activity. Really now? You're the emotional weight. Shut up, please. Also, Dave, I saw what you said. I'm just too... We're 19 minutes in and I haven't Shut up, all of you. Anyway. Okay, but we're not here to discuss who's making it for what. No, instead, I'm here to discuss how I, personally, would reboot or... You're being so mean on my birthday. I am now unmean. There we go. I unmeaned myself. Anyway. Sorry. The car shit a minute ago. Anyway, what I was trying to fucking say. But... Okay, but it's just... Anyway. But yeah, we're here to discuss how I would personally revive, reboot, or revitalize Power Rangers for Disney Plus. You can cry if you want to. You would cry too if it happened to. Anyway. But yeah, I'm going to just, try at this point to discuss. Also, ooh, it's that song. I don't care about the song right now. I don't. Anyway. But we're here to discuss how I would reboot, revive, or revitalize Power Rangers for Disney Plus. Anyway, so let's go back. It's his. Anyway, so how would I go about this? Well, here's. First off, we need to look at both what we know about. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Okay, but we need to look at what we know both about this new series that's in the works, even though we know basically nothing. And we also need to look at... Oh my god. I think we should take a vote to change the top... Shut up! I vote... God damn, he suggested this earlier. Now please let me talk! Oh my god! Anyway, we're not changing it again. We're not. We're 22 minutes in and I was just getting to it. Anyway, I'm trying not to get snappy, okay? I really don't want to be. It's just when I get interrupted a lot, I don't know if that happens to you. Different people are different. I know that. But when you get interrupted a certain amount of times, it starts to get on your... Oh, Jesus. Let's just carry on. Let's just carry on with the topic. Let's just carry on. Anyway, back to the topic. Anyway. But yeah. In order to talk about how I... would reboot Power Rangers or revive it for Disney Plus, we must first look at two things. One, past attempts to do so, and two, what little we know about this new series. Anyway. Okay, even though this is not like a super in-depth topic, I'm just going to get the chick. Also, yes, I did just see alternate accounts. I'm just trying to get through the topic. I'm trying to get through the... I saw what you just said, but I'm trying to get through the topic. Anyway. It's not that I don't care. I'm just trying to get through the topic for my sanity. But anyway. But... I didn't know. Anyway. But in order to figure out, how to reboot Power Rangers in these modern times. Anyway, thousands. Anyway. But in order to... Damn it. Okay. There we go. But in order to understand, or in order to figure out even, how to reboot Power Rangers in these modern times, we must first look at past attempts to reboot the series, as well as what little we know about this new series. Let's start with past attempts to reboot, because I think that's a good starting point. So, one of the most notable attempts was around 2008-2009. This was during Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Although it was never officially announced, there were plans for an animated series. And it seemed to be pretty official because at one point, if you were to type in animatedpowerrangers.com, it would redirect to the official Jetix website. Meaning that Disney at least owned the domain name animatedpowerrangers.com, meaning they had plans for something at least. But ultimately, Disney's animated show never materialized in any capacity. It's unknown why, but it never did. Oh, Disney probably bought it from a fan attempt. I mean, there's always a chance that happened, but we'll likely never know. Hang on. Alright. Sorry about that. Anyway, you're right, but we'll most likely never know. Most likely. But where I was going. Another... Oh. It's my favorite. Anyway. Also, it's not even Shut Up Kraka at this point. It's Shut Up Meg. Anyway, but... yeah. There was kind of the first real attempt. Another attempt was also an animated project. This time under Saban, after Disney sold it back to them. And back to him. Power Rangers Origins. That was another attempt at an animated reboot, but it never went. But it also, well, I say it never went anywhere, but it seemed to get further along than Disney's animated version, to the point where there was a pitch trailer, I guess, made for it. Anyway, and the final attempt, the most well-known, was in 2017. That being, of course, the film simply titled Power Rangers, which was produced by Saban and Lionsgate. And that was planned to be a massive franchise, but of course, stay tuned by the way, yep. That was planned to be a massive franchise, massive cinematic universe, but of course, it bombed, and that was kind of the end of it. Anyway, Krispy Kreme, yep. Anyway, long story short, oh my god. Okay, anyway. Long story short. Oh. I don't know what that is. You cannot just say shit like that and expect everybody to know what you're talking about. Nobody knows. I mean, I'm sure you're... Oh. The entire Minecraft movie. Yeah, I would rather be watching Minecraft right now than talking about this. I'm not kidding. That X button up there is looking really tempting. Anyway, but... yes. Anyway, but these were all past attempts to either reboot or reinvent Power Rangers. Only one of them as... I have Wall-E, Shrek, Shrek 2, Minecraft, more... yeah, I know. You've said basically all of those before. Now please get back on topic. Anyway, but while only one of these ended up releasing, all of these attempts proved unsuccessful. Now, if we want to narrow it down to the Lionsgate movie, because that was the newest... Jesus Christ. Be nice, buddy. It's his goddamn birth. I'm not saying that about him. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that about him. Be me. Could you just... Anyway, you're not helping, Sylv. You're not helping. It is your birthday. Happy birthday, but you're not helping. Anyway. In fact, if anything, you're making it a little worse. Anyway. But what I was saying, but I think what made that movie falter was that, yes, it did combine the familiar with the new, but it didn't really click in the geez, happy birthday, buddy, yeah. But it did not really click in the right way. Let's just say that. It didn't click in the right way. Like, it felt tonally confused, but we'll save that for another time. Anyway, I think the problem... Okay. Before we get to how I would reboot the show, though, we need to establish this. I think the problem with both that Power Rangers movie and just trying to. It's Morphin time, yep. And just trying to reboot the show outright is trying to stick not just to the Super Sentai influence, but to the Japanese source material. Because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I think that is the core of Power Rangers, taking something familiar and doing something new with it. But the problem is trying to make that work within a more... Also, I'd reboot the show with Tokuger, because I know... I would want it too, honestly. I would too, but anyway. Any of the, like, sillier one... Oh. I think Lil Bill met a... Oh. Okay, anyway. But... Anyway. Oh. I met ASJ and Karen Ashley. That's cool. Anyway. But... What else... Oh. Discord. Hey, Spider, I didn't expect you to be here. Also, we have 5 viewers up there. I am so fucking terrified who number 5 is. It could be the gardener, could be Sound Out, could be one of your stepsisters. Yep, girls on their period. That is really... That's girls on their period. Yep. The hell are you saying? Honestly, I almost met Jason David Frank, but decided, I'll meet it. Yeah, biggest mistake. That's really unfortunate. I never got to meet him either, and I wish I did, because seems like a cool guy. Anyway, but, oh. What makes that context more disturbing is that's just SpongeBob's nose is red, too. I was in the same room as him, though. Yeah, I can always say that. Yeah, you can say that at least. Anyway. Sorry if I'm kind of speeding through it. Anyway, but what else? Oh, goddamn. Okay, anyway. Thought that was aimed at me. Anyway, but now, in order to understand how I would reboot Power Rangers, both for Disney Plus and for a new generation, we need to look at what few things we know about this new Disney Plus series. Alright? The first important bit of context is that while it is being produced for Disney Plus, Hasbro still owns the brand and still has the final say. So whatever happens in the show is Hasbro's doing. So if you're one of those toxic Power Rangers fans, don't point your fingers at Disney. They just put it out there. Anyway. The other thing we need to note is that it's being co-produced with 20th Television, which is the television arm of 20th Century Studios. 20th Century has kind of become Disney's de facto mature label as of late. In that basically anything aimed at a more mature audience typically goes under the 20th Century banner in Disney's eyes. History of Power Rangers by Linkara, yep. But what I was saying. But anything that is more mature from Disney, they typically release under the... Biggie Smalls, yep. They typically release under the 20th Century banner. So, I guess this is going to be a more mature take if it's not under the flagship Disney banner. Which is interesting because, again, going back to Doctor Who, that's a Disney Plus show currently, but even it is under just the Disney banner. And actually, technically, not even that. Like, it still carries the BBC logo prominently. But then again, I guess it's just contractually obligated. Anyway, but... So here's what we know. Based on 20th Television's involvement, knowing that they're the mature Disney label, it'll likely be like a TV-14 show. I don't expect it to be TV-MA. It has to be either TV-PG or TV-14. So there's what we know there. It's a reboot. They haven't... TV-14 Power Rangers, what the... Well, I mean... The Lionsgate movie? That was PG-13, so what's the difference? There is none. Anyway, but based on the fact it's under Disney's mature... I mean, the movie I under... Okay, well, yeah, when you put it that way. But anyway, I'm just thinking that because why would they put it under the mature banner of Disney when you're not making... Like, you see where I'm coming from. But anyway, because if it wasn't like a more mature take, and NPR the movie, stay tuned. Anyway, but if it wasn't like a more mature take, it would have just been under the Disney banner. But anyway. But there's what we know. It's probably going to be a more mature take, like that previous movie. As serious or less, we don't know. Power Rangers week this... No. No, no, no. Discord, let me look, and God, please stop disrupting the flow of the fucking show. I've already had to get on my audience enough tonight. Please let me finish the topic, and then I'll watch that. Anyway, is this... Anyway, but... Can I pee? I don't know, but, I mean, I get... Anyway, but what I was trying to say. But, I don't really care. I mean, to be fair, though, I'm just going to keep going. My brain's already doing cartwheels anyway, and I'm so tempted to start a pistol, so, you know. But anyway. Talk about... What? Yamper? I don't know what... Oh, I'm sending stuff whether you like it or not. And I'm going to just keep on going, because I don't want to stop dead in my tracks. Anyway. Look up Yamper. Okay. Now, please just let me finish, for the love of God. Oh, yeah, song. Please, wait a minute. Jesse, I smoke a lot of pot. Okay, good for you, I guess. Good. Ah! Anyway, God fucking damn it. Oh my God. Anyway. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Can we do song review after you're done? Okay. Anyway, also, but actually play it. I don't know if I can because copyright, but oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just going to keep going. Anyway. But based on what little we know, it seems to be a more mature take on the franchise. The showrunners for this new Disney Plus show are... That's why I said screw... yeah, and I like to think... Anyway, why do I bother? But anyway. But... The showrunners for this new series are the same ones that are doing the Percy Jackson show for Disney Plus. So it'll likely be of a similar style, I would assume. And they're saying... They seem to be clarifying remake. Copious... Okay, yeah, I saw copious amounts. I was just trying to get through the topic. I saw it. I'm just trying to finish what I'm trying to say. It's not that I don't care. Not at all. Oh my God. Also, Discord. I'm looking now. Yes, that... Okay, yeah, Yamper. That thing. That... Yes, that. Yeah. Yes, that. I want... Yes. Anyway. What I was... Goddamn it. I'm not going to bother. But anyway. But... Jesus Christ. I don't remember. I just don't remember. Sometimes I just do things for no reason. I don't remember. Now, please let me finish. Please! Oh my god. Anyway. But based on what little we know, 41 minutes in, it's... Jesus Christ. Anyway. Based on what little we know, it seems to be a more mature take. It's from the same showrunners as the Percy Jackson show for Disney Plus. Anyway, I don't know. But based on what little we know, the N word. Anyway, based on what little we know, we made. Oh, actually, I did neglect to mention this. But this is important before I start my tangent. Or my official tangent. Anyway, so, Saban. Okay, I will admit that's pretty funny, but still let me finish. I mean, yeah, that was pretty funny. I'll admit that was funny. Now, please keep it at funny stuff like that. Please don't get on my nerves like you have been. But anyway, or else this show's days really are numbered. Anyway, but back on topic. But I was itchy. Anyway, but based on what we... Oh, yeah. Important bit of context. Oh, jeez. Anyway, but important bit of context. Saban will not be involved with this new show. Okay, I'm talking. It's not that I'm refusing, but I'm trying to speak. I've been trying to speak, and I still haven't gotten to what I'm trying to say. My god. Anyway. But. Anyway. But. Anyway. But. Anyway. Okay, but... Anyway. Okay, but... Saban will not be involved. Saban will not be involved. Saban will not be involved with this new series, which I figured. They have not been involved since they sold Power Rangers to Hasbro, so no one should be surprised by that. What did kind of surprise me, Toei Company is also not involved. This surprises me because, for those who maybe don't know, because believe it or not, there are people who don't know, Power Rangers was a co-production between whoever owned the brand at the time, whether it be Saban, Disney, Hasbro, etc., and Toei Company. Toei is a Japanese company that produces the long-running show Super Sentai, of which Power Rangers adapts its footage from, and other elements. Anyway, if you didn't know that, now you do. Anyway, we'll talk about that on another time, but for now, Toei will not be involved with this Disney Plus series. So, let me tell you something. Okay, well, let me finish first. My New Year's resolution is be more Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure why you're saying that all the way in April, but cool. Anyway, but I want you to do... Oh, I thought you were saying your New Year's resolution, but okay. I can try, but I can't promise. Besides, there's always a chance that my life could get fucked up more. Anyway, but what I was trying to say, but... Because I've already been interrupted, like, a cajillion times, and I've, quite frankly, lost interest at this point, to the point where I'm probably just going to finish this episode after I hopefully get a word in. Anyway, but Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, yeah, there is a chance. Now, please, let's finish. Okay, but here's what we... With you, I mean fuck. Okay, but here's what we know. Here's what we know. It's although Disney doesn't own Power Rangers now, it's co-produced with Disney, or 20th, but still that's owned by Disney. It is produced by the Percy Jackson people, or show ran by them anyway. It will be a Disney Plus original, although there's always a chance it could air elsewhere, like on DVD or Blu-ray. And it will not have anything to do with Super Sentai. It'll be Power Rangers first, Super Sentai none. So it'll be completely American-made original, not an adaptation. Okay, so now that we know this, Power Rangers original, yep, only took 30 years. Anyway, so now that we know all of this, now that we have the building blocks, Turbo Power Rangers, yeah. Now that we have the building blocks, now that we know this, how would I... That's all original. Well, yeah, but it still sounds like they just wanted money, money, money. I'm getting sick of that. But anyway, especially because it isn't out yet. Anyway, I mean, yeah, back to you, Sylv. Yeah, it was original footage, as was the 95 movie, but they still used Super Sentai costumes and elements. So original footage and original plots, yes, but still rooted in a source. This new show does not seem to be. Anyway, but now that we know this, how would I do a Power Rangers anything for Disney Plus if I had my way? Well, depends on what they're doing. Because there's 3 types of shows this could be. They could either do a complete hard reboot, just say, you know, continuity be damned, lore be damned, and just start completely from scratch in a brand new universe, in a brand new continuity, in a brand new setting. They could do a soft reboot, meaning set in an existing continuity, but still starting mostly from scratch. Or they could just pick up from where the old show left off. So Cosmic Fury, or next team after that, or maybe go back to an old team, do Once and Always 2, but for SPD, or Mystic Force, or whoever. There's 3 different ones they could do. I'm going to explore those 3 possibilities. I know a guy that pitches shows to production companies. Okay? The N-word, yeah. We're going to start with the hard Oh, I was hoping this would be a special birthday episode. I mean, he did pick the topic, so... Sylv, care to clarify for our friend Will here? You did pick this topic tonight. Also, I'm literally clarifying for y'all right now. You did... Yes, you picked the topic, so technically speaking, this is a birthday special for him. Although it might... Yeah, call me Pikachu. Anyway, back on topic. But, oh. Anyway, what I was trying to say. But... I feel like I need to fart. But anyway, back on topic. Okay, but let's say if we do a hard reboot. If we do a hard reboot, well... Okay, anyway. If we do a hard reboot for Disney Plus, if that's what we're doing... If we do a hard... Jesus Christ. If we do a hard reboot for Disney Plus, which I feel like they will, but if that's what we're doing, well, then that's the easiest thing ever, because it can either be as close to Power Rangers as it can be, or it can be basically Power Rangers in name only. Like, because if you're starting completely from scratch, it doesn't matter how closely you follow the source material or not. You know, you also... the fart still hasn't come. Now, anyway, back to the shit. But if they're doing a hard, complete reboot, starting all over from scratch. Doesn't matter how close they follow the source. Doesn't matter at all. Now, if they do a soft stop. Now, if you do a soft reboot, well, then it kind of varies. Because, like, here's the thing. If you do a soft reboot, yeah, you could always just deboot. Yeah, okay, funny quote. Yeah, that's a funny quote. Okay, anyway. But if you do a soft reboot, that's a... No, please, no. Anyway. But if you do a God damn it. But if you do a soft reboot, that's a bit trickier. Not tricky in the sense that you can't do it. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to catch my thoughts here. But if you do a anyway, but if you do a soft reboot, that's a bit trickier because shit. If you do a soft reboot, that's a bit trickier because, well, you can always deboot back to a previous continuity, whether it's the old TV show universe or the 95 movie or the or even the 2017 movie if you really want to go there. But the thing is, do you start with a team we've already seen before, like Mighty Morphin or Turbo or In Space? Ninja Storm tried to be a reboot, but I mean, really, it did, but that's a story for another time. But anyway, and actually, yeah, that does fit our current discussion. Like, hypothetically, you could do a hard reboot, you could do a soft reboot, but it depends on the execution. If you try to do Ninja Storm, where, you try to reboot, but still keep, like, the same universe, kind of, then I don't think it could work. It could, but I don't think it could. Or would. A Three Ninjas reboot. I don't know what that is. But anyway. Excuse me. But that's Three Ninjas is a movie that I've never heard of. Anyway. But if you were to start... But yeah. So if you do... I think if you do a hard reboot... You don't have to start... You don't... Okay, like, if they were to do a hard reboot for Three Ninjas... I don't even know where that... Okay, first, I don't even know what Three Ninjas is other than a movie. Second of all, I don't know where to watch it. Third... Let me just... Okay, the first result was not a movie. Give me a second. There is no movie called Three Ninjas. What the fuck are you talking? Three Ninjas is a poor man's TMNT and Homo. And there are no search results for that movie. I cannot... I'm finding any other ninja movie. I can't find the one you two are talking about. I see 9 Deaths of the Ninja. I'm looking it up, and there's no results for it. I see 9.5 Ninjas. I see 9 Deaths of the Ninja. Yeah, but no... 90... I see no such movie. Like, I'm not being stupid. I just don't see what the hell you're talking about. Maybe... Okay, let me put 90s. Yeah, there's no movie called Three Ninjas from the 90s. Hang on. The fact that you found it... Okay, I'm looking. The fact... Okay, anyway. The fact that you found that and I couldn't. But anyway, back to what I was saying. But if you do a hard reboot... Okay, thank you for sending me the page about it. Now let me finish. Sorry, I'm responding to something. Okay, oh. You've been saying hard. Well, because I've been interrupted 10 times. The only reason I've said it 10 times is because I've been interrupted 10 times. Anyway, if you were to do a soft reboot, it could work, but it also could be kind of a... Is this a... Anyway. Alright, now the third possibility. The third possibility is if they were to just pick up from where the old Power Rangers left off. Whether you do Cosmic Fury Season 2 or Once and Always 2, or you just do a new season in that universe and act as if the show never left. Hypothetically, that could work, and it could work really well, especially because Power Rangers has done that before. Taken some time off and then come back as if nothing ever happened, and it's done it really well. But at the same time, I don't think it's likely. I don't think it's likely. Because Disney is kind of 50-50 on continuing old projects. I say this because... Okay. Going back to Doctor Who. This new series on Disney Plus is connected to all the previous ones, but on Disney Plus it is labeled Season 1 rather than Series 14. Because, I don't know. I don't know. And then Daredevil, which was originally a Netflix show, got a revival at Disney Plus, and that picks up from where the Netflix show ended. So, yeah, Disney probably could just, pick up from where Netflix and Nickelodeon ended with Power Rangers and just keep going from there. But considering that they're calling this a remake so explicitly, I don't think they're going to do that. I think if they're going to bring Power Rangers to Disney Plus, they're not going to want to continue something we've seen before. Like, I'm sure it makes sense. I'm sure it makes perfect sense where I'm coming from. Jesse needs a hard yeah, you think? Also, I didn't think you were still here, but yeah. But yeah. But either way, how would I I didn't say think. Oh. Jesse already shut up. Okay, but how would I reboot Power Rangers for Disney Plus? Well, considering it's not going to be adapting any pre-existing Japanese entity, here's how I would do it. Oh, we need money, another reboot. Pretty much. Anyway, here's how I would do it. Okay. Obviously, it should be original, because that's clearly what the... Doesn't Disney hate trans rights and whatnot? Why do y'all... Well, simply put, because Disney owns 70% of the planet and the other percentage is water, that, and it's kind of hard to boycott Disney when they own so much. To the point where sometimes you kind of just have to give in. You can't run away. You just kind of have to face your problems head on. Hey, do you hear that? Anyway. How I have not gotten a single noise complaint doing this show, I have no idea. It's not that I support their views, I just think they have good food. Look at it this way. Look at it this way. same thing, whatever. Look at it this way. I don't want to support Disney, but Disney does have some good people working for them, and they are capable of putting out some good stuff. It's just the good stuff is few and far between. That's fair. Thank you for understanding. Anyway, but back to Power Rangers. But how would I reboot the show for Disney Plus? Well, if it's going to be an original series, meaning not connected to an existing thing other than Power Rangers, I would keep the Super Sentai like influence and the flow. But don't repeat any ground we've seen previously. Don't do another car series. Don't do another Dino. Don't do another... Give us like a motif we haven't seen before. In fact, what I think would be cool is if every Ranger and every Zord was a different motif. Trains. Well, trains, yes. But what I think would be cool... Tokuger, yeah. I mean, I would want Tokuger too, but I think the fact Toei is not involved with this show kind of dashes any hope of that. Power Rangers, bird power. We almost got that, but anyway, but if it's gonna, but what I think, they all just have, well, I'll send that to you after I'm done, but anyway, but I think what would be cool is if we had like a mix of different aesthetics. Like, because different people have different interests. So what if we have a new team of Rangers who are all into different things? Like, this one's a car person, this one's like a horse person, this one's into video games. And their suits and their Zords are based on their interest. That might sound really dumb, or that might sound really cool. You can be the judge of that. Either way, I think that'd be kind of a cool way to shake things up, if we're going the purely original route. As for the tone, I think tonally, it should be... The car Power Ranger. Somebody clearly is not a fan of the show, anyway, and doesn't know their facts. But anyway, what I was saying. But I think tonally, stylistically, it should be somewhere in between serious and silly. Because, like, Power Rangers Discord show. Let me finish and then I'll show it, because I'm in the middle of a thought. I think, tonally speaking, it should be a perfect balance of silly and comedic and more serious and action-based. Because Power Rangers, admittedly, is a very silly show. Stripping the silliness away would be dumb. But... And no, it didn't make me mad that you asked. I just am not a car person. But you kept asking, like, almost repeatedly. Jesus Christ, what the hell are you saying? Dino Red, Ninja Blue, Kitty Pig. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, that just fell. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if we're doing like an all original, okay, I'll show it just so you'll stop. But that would be neat. Yeah, I agree. In fact, I'm gonna write that. I'm just gonna save that for future reference. But yeah, if we're going the purely original route, that would make perfect sense. Alright, now let's see what you want me to show. Yep, that's a gat. That's a gat. That's booty. Booty. Anyway, back to shit. But that's how I would do it. Now, tonally, I think it should be the right... Oh. Why the fuck did they make... I don't know. Funny, though. Anyway. But I think tonally, it should be somewhere between silly and goofy and more serious. Somewhere right in the middle. Rainbow caked. Yep. You mean all of them caked? But no. But it should be somewhere squarely in the middle. You know, silly and funny but also knows when to take itself seriously. Like, basically, you know, if one of the members of the team were to get seriously injured in combat, don't treat it like a joke. Don't have them, like, spring back up, like, immediately, you know. Have it be a serious moment, a fallen hero. Power Rangers Multi-Force, yep. I like what you're cooking. Anyway, but yeah. In fact, let me just... Anyway. What I was saying, but yeah. You know what? Thank you for contributing, Spider. You didn't care originally, but now you seem to be on Power Rangers Ligma Force. Ligma Ball. Anyway. Ligma Ball, but thank you for contributing, Spider. Anyway, so yeah. There we go. I think we figured it out. My ideal Power Rangers... Lil Bill... Shut. No. But my ideal... Gardner... Jesus Christ. There's only so many times I can do this before this chair probably breaks. But anyway. And don't lie. You would die laughing if I leaned and this chair... Wonder After Dark 4. By the way, don't lie. If I leaned and this chair just broke, like, fell forward, don't lie. You'd die laughing. I'm saying, if I did this and the chair just broke suddenly, you would fucking piss yourself laughing. If I didn't get injured, obviously. Anyway, but there we go, Spider. Thank you for contributing. So, there you go. If I were to reboot Power Rangers for Disney+, I guess here's how I would do it. It would be a soft reboot, meaning it would take place in the old TV show universe, but following a new cast of characters, all of whom have different interests, but come together as one. All of whom have different suit designs and different Zords, but still coherent enough that they belong together. The title, Power Rangers Multi-Force. There we go. We successfully pitched a show. Oh. The villain would be a Thanos type wanting to eliminate all Rangers in the universe. Yep, there we go. Okay. Wanting to eliminate all Rangers in the universe to create a world without alien. Yep, there we go. Perfect. There is our idea. Also read. Okay. Jesse's the Red Ranger. I'm the Yellow Ranger. James is the Blue Ranger. Little Bill is the Black Ranger. Oh, it's his parent. Yep. Yep. Okay, but there we go. Was it the... I know that wasn't directed at me, but that you can just tell my reaction became... I know that was not directed at me, but my reaction just went from joyous to visceral, and you can tell. Oh, Billy fell over. Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy. That hurt. Just Discord, okay. Also, I can tell... Oh, Jesus Christ. They would have a robot sidekick who... Okay, hang on. I'm getting, like, so many things thrown at me at once. Give me a... Yep, my reaction's visceral. Okay, now. Okay. You must have seen that vid. I can see it in your face. Fine. Okay, wait. Let me lower the brightness. Okay, there we go. How's Mom doing? She's fine. Okay. That's funny, but please stop using AI. Seriously. Seriously. I mean, if you're using AI for fun, so be it. But, seriously, I don't like AI art. Funny image. Yep, that's Knucker. Knuckle the kid. Yes. Okay, that's enough of that. Also, it's midnight. I just did the funny image. But yeah, I'll give you points for funny, but read. Okay. I was gonna read, I was just getting shit thrown at me. Okay. They would have a robot sidekick who builds them their tech, making them a flying car and a giant kaiju suit with a 60-foot double-bladed sword. I like what you're cooking. I like what you're cooking. Anyway, let me just write what you're saying down. All right? Let me just write what you're saying. Okay? Just gonna write it down in my notes. I'm just writing stuff down in my notes, so before you tell me to read, please wait. I'm in the middle of something. Creative inspiration. Okay, let me scroll back up here. There we go. Actually, let me count. Okay, red 1, blue 2, pink 3, yellow 4, green 5, black. Okay, so 6. Okay. Also, that guy was in... Hang on. Wait, that guy was in... Anyway. Alright. Just writing some creative inspiration down in my notes. Okay, hang on. Scroll back up here. Okay, so there's a basic synopsis. Jot down. Oh, that guy was in the office. Okay, I'm so stupid. I read that as that guy was in office. I did not see the word the, so I was like, wait, what? I thought you said in office, so I was like, wait. But never mind, in the office. That makes more sense. Okay. Okay, scroll back to here. Okay, robot sidekick, write that down. There we go. Yep. Alright, there we go. I think that basically covers the basic thing. There we go. Alright, gonna take a seat. I personally don't like AI art. I'm not trying to start an argument. It's just, I don't like AI art, plain and simple. I do be waiting. Oh. Hang on, what does it say? Hang on. He should be proud to get... Wait, hang on. Art... Okay, but AI art... I mean, it... I am proud. It's funny. It's more so funny to me. Oh, I'll pick that up in a minute. Okay. It's more so funny to me, but... I personally prefer, you know, real, human-made art. AI does not make art. AI just imitates. Okay. The Rangers create... Okay, I'm going to write that down now. Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing stuff down. But you're really cooking tonight with these ideas, Spider. There we go. That's in the notes now. I am a real human making up. Some artists do AI as a joke on them. Well, I do know that. I hope to beside... Well, okay. Difference is, though, I don't use NotSoBot to make stuff like that. I use NotSoBot to basically deep fry the shit out of images I already have. Simply just because I think deep fry content-aware scale shit is just hilarious. I use it for shit. Same here. I use AI for shit posts, for memes, for jokes. I do not use... Just be quiet. You used it for... Ah, some artists do. Anyway. Sorry, some stuff fell on the floor. Anyway, oh, I would be flattered if anyone, hang on. I would be flattered if anyone took time out of their lives to make me into art, shows the markings of, I mean, yeah, and I am kind of flattered, I will admit, but my stance, yeah, okay, my stance is like, you know, I'm tired, so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm starting to wind down. But anyway, my stance, though, and if you disagree, that's fine. But my stance, you don't have to agree, but my stance is AI does not create. It just imitates. While I am flattered by the image I have received, it's not technically an original creation. It is using a source, don't know what the source is, but a source, and is pulling from that to then generate an image. There is no semblance of human interaction or human, I guess, memory, I guess you could say, other than insert prompt here. And I'm saying this politely, by the way. I'm not trying to get, like, snappy. I'm not trying to, like, call you stupid. I'm just saying, like, that to me is AI. It doesn't create, it just imitates. Thing is, AI art takes stuff from other sources. A computer cannot make stuff on it. Exactly. While, yeah, the idea you had was original, what the AI has presented us with is not. God knows what it pulled from. Insert. Yeah, basically, that's what AI did. Granted, you were probably saying that as an argument against us, but okay, hang on. Also, I do source filmmaker art and draw. Yeah. I do neither because I can't draw, but I try to stay clear of AI art. I've dabbled in it here and there, but it's not what I want to be messing with. Alright, now back to you, Spider. The Rangers work alongside. Okay. He knows when to die. The correct answer is. Okay. Let me write that down. You're doing really great tonight, by the way. Okay. Oh, whoops. I'm really just copy-pasting at this point, but it's too good to forget. Oh. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, so far this is really starting to click. Okay. There we go. You can also just take a screenshot. I know. But sometimes, okay, to you, Spider, sometimes I like to, you can just take a screenshot, yeah. You do have a point, though. Sometimes with my ideas, I like to just write them down. This one I had to write down. Okay. Now, let me look. Anyway, let's do that room tour. Room tour, like we said. Room tour, room tour. Calm down, Dave. Alvin! Little Bill has been itching for... Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to start with the room tour. But before we start, I do need to provide this little bit of context. This is not the first time that we've seen my room on the show. It's been seen at different angles before. I'm asleep. I don't blame you. Anyway, Spider, see you next time. Have a day. I'm going to finish the episode after this next segment. Anyway, but see you next time. Anyway, what I was saying. Okay, but this is not the first time we've seen the room tour on this show. Or rather, not the first time we've seen the room on this show. We've seen it from different angles, but never, like, to the fullest. Now, I know this angle that you always see does not do it justice, but this room is kind of a fucking mess, so don't expect me to be pulling out, like, every individual item and showcasing it. I'm just saying, I don't have time for that. It's a little late. My room is cluttered. You're just getting the bare essentials tonight. Of course, anyway. And last thing I want to add, this is the last time I'm doing this. Unless I move or something, or I'm on vacation. But if I move, or I go on vacation, you might get another room tour. But for now, this is the last time I'm doing it. Anyway, so you can all shut up. Where's the dirty clothes pile at? Clothes over there. Dirty, they are not. Now let me finish. Okay, so we're going to start, actually, right here. So, this is actually where we're positioned every night. You probably thought it was a way fancier setup, but no, it is not. It's very crude. Very crude, very rudimentary. And look, a charger cannot go there. So before you think, oh, 24-hour show? Never. That literally cannot work. Do you see? Anyway, there's the bed. Yes, it's cluttered. This is a fancy set. No. Anyway, the shelves, the chair, the entertainment. I see Jay and Silent Bob. Oh yeah, that's Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Anyway, the entertainment setup, which is a different kind of cluttered in that it's the autistic kind of cluttered. Anyway, let's move over. Show bed more. Okay, cluttered mess. Here's the cage that this little fucking bitch pisses in every goddamn morning. And speaking of, here's the little bitch. Bitch. It's a lamp. It's a lamp. Is that a queen size bed? I don't know. Here's one of my more organized shelves. Like, look, that's actually organized. Unlike everything else in this godforsaken room. Yes, Family Guy. Here's not organized. This is... Yeah, this is anything but organized. This is anything but organized. That was unplanned. Here's the desk, which is also just a mess. Room tour, yeah. You joined a little late, but yeah, this is the desk, which is also just... what's the worst toy you own? I don't know how to answer that question, honestly. I'll get to this, but yeah, also, worst toy you own, I don't know how to answer. Nice pink cage, it's his. Anyway, here's a table. It's a table, there are some clothes. No, they are not dirty clothes, they're just clothes. Is that the spot where you do the... This... Oh, wait, the desk... If you mean where I sit the bag down, yes, the desk is. But if you mean where I grab the bag, no, that's back over there. Lego The Incredibles for PS4. Give me that MMPR hoodie right now. I don't remember where my mom bought it, honestly. I don't remember. That's basically, oh yeah. There's another shelf right here, which is also an organized. Really, all of the shelves are just messy except for that one. Does Copper identify as a girl? No. Serious answer. That was our other dog's cage, but then she outgrew it, Pink, because that other one is a bitch. That pretty much covers the room tour. Like, sorry if it was short. It's just, one, this is not a super... Tell me something. Let me... Oh. Okay, hang on. Let me sit this down for a second, because my hand was starting to hurt. Alright, but anyway, what do you want me to tell? What do you want me to tell? So many shelves, but no. Oh. Whenever you get more movies, do you have to move shelves over? Okay, you guys. Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta finish this soon because my head is starting to hurt. Okay, I'm actually glad you asked. I'm actually glad you asked. The answer to that is no. See, what I do when I... Flip cam. Anyway. The answer to that is no. When I do get more, sometimes, I do properly make room for them. Like, you may not realize it, but some titles over there have been at... How do you organize your movies? I'm literally explaining. Anyway, you may not realize it, but up here where my hand is, the DC section has kind of shifted up a little bit over time. Where's the Dungeons and Dragons at? I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Do not ask. Anyway, but the DC section. That's had a few titles added over the course of the show. I just don't make a big deal out of it. And then you also say, hang on. I'm telling, and then you say, or you throw them on the bed. Sometimes I do that. Like, sometimes, until I know, like, a proper spot for them, I do that. But, eventually I do figure out, like, okay, this is where this goes, put it here. As for your question, how do you organize them? Most people prefer alphabetical order. I prefer, well, I kind of alternate. I'm going to say the N-word. Shut up and let me finish. I go by a few orders. I don't do alphabetical, but I go by, I either go by release date, like the year, or, oh, so you turn your sunroom into a note. I mean, that's one way to put it. Anyway, what I was trying to damn say, but, anyway, but sometimes I organize them by release date, like just the order they came out, on theaters or in DVD, or in theaters or on DVD or on TV. Sometimes I organize them by release date or release window. Sometimes I organize them by... Do you have a card cat? No, I do not. Anyway, I know what you were asking, but no, I don't have a catalog. Anyway, sometimes... I mean, if it's like a smaller collection, I keep track, but if you mean everything no. Anyway, what I was saying, but sometimes I organize them by release date. Sometimes I organize them by franchise. So, like, all Power Rangers together, all Thomas and Friends, all the Pixar movies, all the Marvel movies, like, all DC. Like, sometimes I put them by franchise. And then sometimes I put them by studio. I used to organize them by title. Yeah, that makes sense. That's something a lot of people do. Anyway, sometimes I put them in order of... I have a serious question. I'll answer it, but please let me finish my thought first. Anyway, sometimes I organize them by studio, but not in any real particular order. So, like... Oh. So, like, sometimes, if I have, like, this many movies from a certain studio, but I don't, like, have enough to put them in like a certain order. I just put them like by that studio, but I don't put them in any specific order, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll finish up with this. The only ones that I kind of really... Oh. When did you say you will be reviewing They Live? I don't have a definitive date for that one yet. I'm not trying to say, like, never. I'm just saying, like, I don't have a date for that one yet. Yeah. I don't have a date. No, really. I don't have a definitive... I never... Anyway. But, yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn this fan on, because it's getting hot in this motherfucker room. Alright, it's getting a little late, so I do need to finish this episode up. But yeah, that basically covers it. That basically covers it. For yeah. 3 for 1 special, 3 cats, and yeah, for 1 dueler. Yeah. Can you get one of those fire alarms that beeps all the time due to low bat? I think you mean smoke detector. Because, also, oops, caps, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that will be a smoke detector, not a fire alarm. How about next time get yourself a board that can handle the neutron style? Just like the bro. I don't know what you're talking about. You cannot just say, like, just like the brothers, and expect me to know immediately what... We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others. Yeah. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Funny. Yeah. I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but, okay, God. Oh, God. Super Mario Brothers, stay tuned, we reference it all the time, yeah. You must not like black people. No, okay. Jesus. I'm tired. I gotta go. It is, yeah, it's 12:29 a.m. I gotta finish this. It's getting pre-pro. Yeah, it is 12:29 a.m. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. I gotta wrap this episode up. This episode has already run long enough. So, it's early. No, really it isn't. What do you have to do? Anyway, I don't know. So, also, I love how I say I got... Okay, I'm trying not to get snappy, but I love how I say I gotta go to bed soon, and the immediate assumption is that I'm on a mission. I don't have school, I don't have work. I just simply... You can't get much earlier than 12:20. I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but I'm still tired. Like, do you need to fap? On that note... No, you picked the wrong guy. Sylv, you fucking idiot. You just picked the... Oh, god damn it.
Bases north, that's on start, lad. 1, 2, 3...
So what did we learn tonight? Also, don't yell at me. Noted. You have all the time in the... No, really. I know it seems like I do, but I really don't. Plus, I was joking. I just apologized. I'm sorry. I know you were joking now. Don't... Yep. Are you... 19% battery. So what did we learn tonight? What did we learn? What did we learn tonight? What did we learn? It's his birthday today. Why would you make him cry? You are now uncry. Okay, we learned that Power Rangers reboot would be cool. If done properly. I learned that Wonder After Dark likes to censor. Again, not what I said, not what I insinuated. It's just one, I simply put, am not a car person. It's not that I hate cars. It's not that I want to censor anyone. It's just, I'm a fan of a lot of things. Yes. But I don't know shit about cars. I learned that Shewad is mean to people on birthday, even when they ask to be. In my defense, I was a little overwhelmed, and I do apologize for being mean. It's what happened. I got timed out. I was not the one that timed you out. I was not the one who timed you out. Don't get on me. Get on him. Not me. Him. Yeah, see? Somebody's reading comprehension never developed. Anyway. Oh, by the way, before we conclude, even though it is technically no longer your birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, James from Idaho. A little birdie told me it's your birthday today, and you're a big fan of Gwimbly, and, oh yeah, ooh, and, you know. Anyway. Also, I am crying over Detective Pikachu's butt, legitimately, not a joke. But will I elaborate further? Nope, because I've said enough. You run the show, guilt by fault. I didn't do anything, though. That was all him that timed you out. Not me. I did not say, guards, seize him. I didn't do that. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. But for now, Jesus Christ. That's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, I'm sorry, okay? Legit apology, I'm sorry. Anyway, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Good night, and happy birthday. Sorry for the aggression. Have a day. I will reiterate,